You know, sometimes out in the field, you just run into people who can't take no for an answer. And they behave like idiots and tyrants. And I wanted to show you guys one of my favorite incidents like that. And it involves a Houston police officer. Yes. Here we go. All right, so this is from 2016, so you're going to notice some of the plates are expired and whatnot. And basically what I'm doing is this is the backside of the Harris County Criminal Courts building. And there is parking here. You see all these vehicles parked along through here. This is for marked emergency vehicles only. Now, undercover cars will park here, and they have a parking pass that they use while they're parked there. And matter of fact, Harris County Sheriff's Department is now issuing a new type of pass that has a little 3D emblem on it to keep officers from duplicating them. Because what I found was there were officers that were photocopying the parking permits and using them on their personal vehicles to park in areas where they weren't supposed to be and or to avoid paying for parking, which is all illegal. Now this is this white Mercedes-Benz here is what you're going to want to pay attention to. That vehicle is illegally parked. This Ford Explorer is illegally parked. There's a couple more vehicles over here that are illegally parked. As a matter of fact, that one is blocking a fire hydrant. And this is all from my body camera. And I'm going to speed this up just a little bit. There we go, and get the audio going. So you can hear a guy hollering at me to stop. That's going to be Officer Orr of the Houston Police Department. Hey, man.
Taking pictures.
Now pay attention to how I act and how I talk to this guy, because a little bit later on, he's going to say I was rude and obnoxious and etc. so forth. So pay attention to how he's behaving. Pay attention to his attitude and mine. And a little later on, I'm going to ask you to post in the comment section who was the one being obnoxious and rude.
What are you doing? Why are you taking a picture of my car?
I don't know. Which car's yours?
What exactly are you doing?
Which car is yours?
What exactly are you doing?
Which car is yours?
If you want me to make a phone call, I will.
Who you gonna call?
You would ask me, or you'll stop and talk to somebody else.
What was your name?
Officer Orr. I asked you, what are you doing?
I'm taking pictures. I told you what I'm doing.
For what?
For my personal use.
Let me tell you something. It's not a good idea to be walking up and down the streets of Houston, peering into people's cars with a video camera.
Why
That's not a good idea.
Well, which car was yours so I know which one I...
Have a good one, buddy.
All right, are you undercover? If you are, you should tell me now so I don't publish this.
Now, that you hear me make that offer periodically, and that offer is genuine up to the point that they do something really stupid that makes them, you know, camera worthy. At this point, that particular incident wasn't that big a deal, and if he'd have said, hey, yeah, I work undercover, you'd have never seen this video. But he didn't, and he continues to get stupid and stupider, so it just kind of goes on.
Officer Orr, okay.
So he just walked away, and I crossed the street, and I'm on the other side checking parking permits and stuff, and he begins to holler at me again. Now listen to him, how he gives commands and stuff, because this is important.
Sir. I need you to come here. As a police officer, I'm asking you to come here.
As a police officer.
Jaywalking.
As a police officer, I am asking you to come here. All right. Now, that indicates that he is operating in his official capacity and that his orders are lawful orders. And the only thing I'm saying to him is if I cross, it's jaywalking. I'm not going to cross and then be arrested for jaywalking. Okay. So I'm just telling you ordering me to cross, because if you're ordering me to cross, I'll cross even though it's jaywalking and I could get run over by a car, blah, blah, blah. But
are you instructing me to cross here and jaywalk? I'll come over there. I'm just asking you. Are you instructing me?
You don't have to do anything I ask you to do.
Well, I don't have to do anything you don't. That doesn't even make sense. You just said as a police officer.
And you didn't do it.
I can't cross the street. It's jaywalking. I asked you.
You don't have to do anything I asked you to do.
Well, that doesn't even make sense. Are you detaining me, Officer Orr?
I'm asking you to hang tight. This unit on the way.
Okay. Are you detaining me? You're not going to answer my question.
That's the beauty of it. No, I'm not obligated to answer your question.
Actually, he is obligated to answer the question. Now, he just said, as a police officer, I'm telling you to come here. He is exercising his official authority, and now he just, oh, I don't have to answer any questions. I don't have to tell you nothing, blah, blah, blah. See, this is the kind of attitude from police officers that is a problem. Now, it's funny, you know, I have been contacted by officers that know or served with him in the Marine Corps, and I have a pretty good indicator of just exactly what he is actually like. And I can tell you what you are seeing here is exactly what he's like.
Actually, you are.
No, I'm not going to answer your question.
Actually, you are. Because if you don't answer my question, then I'll just walk away. Excuse me, Deputy. Could you help me out here?
Now, you remember the incident with the Precinct 4 constable detaining me for ExxonMobil security outside their place for taking pictures. I had just come from Precinct 4 making a complaint against that deputy, and then here comes a Precinct 4 deputy out here. But now watch how this plays out.
This man claims to be a police officer, and he's detaining me, or he's asked me to stay here for no apparent reason.
Oh. Thank you, brother.
Thank you, brother. Hey, don't worry about it. It's the whole gang in blue, the Brotherhood of Blue, the blue line. You know, that deputy constable walks right by, and he will just let this guy murder me if that's what he wants to do, because, you know, that whole, you know, thin blue line is more important than citizen safety. It means citizen safety means nothing to these people when it comes to the thin blue line. That is it. You know, that thin blue line, it represents corruption. It represents gang activity. And gang members don't care about anybody except other gang members.
I guess that answers my question. There goes that Brotherhood of Blue. Precinct 4, I was just there today. Damn it, I'll have to go back out and see Mark again.
All right, I'm going to speed this up so you guys don't have to sit through a whole bunch of it. Basically, this guy follows me, gives me a hard time. And he's called for unit. So rather than make that unit, now 5 o'clock traffic in downtown Houston, as you guys may imagine, is pretty torturous. And so what I did was I actually moved to a corner. There's all one-way streets. If I wanted to make life hard for these guys, I could have walked the wrong way down a one-way, gone any number of directions, and good luck to them ever catching up with me. But you know, I don't want to tie up resources, so let's just get this show on the road. So I stopped to wait on a corner from where direction that the unit's coming from.
By the way, I have no weapons on me, no pocket knives, no nothing. I'm absolutely, positively not armed with anything deadly other than my career killer in my hand. So you work narcotics? Organized crime?
That's correct. He's turned back. We're standing at the corner of St. Jacinto and Commerce, right in front of 49 St. Jacinto.
Yes, sir.
I hope those
What do you think about
sirens.
the new chief of police coming in from Austin, Art Stato? Do you know anything about him? Anything about Austin PD? No comment? Too political? How long you been a police officer? You can tell me that.
I tell you this, man. As a police officer, it's a unique opportunity to engage citizens for all reasons, not just putting people in jail.
Okay.
And I think it's good police work to be observer of what's going on around, just as a police officer, not even as any citizen. And when I see you filming inside police vehicles and vehicles over here, and I approach you and ask you what are you doing, and you tell me you're doing it for your own personal reasons, that's reason enough for me off duty to stand by and follow you around if I have to, walk up and down the block and wait on a unit to get you, ID you, and do a police report based on what I saw. And guess what? I'm not even getting paid for it. But guess what? It's just good police work. It's the right thing to do.
I have no objections to that.
And to answer your question, never one time did I ever tell you why you got your video running. Have I ever told you were detained?
No, you did not. You absolutely did not.
And I also told you I'm under no obligations to give you any explanation. Yes, I did say that.
You may have.
And I stand by it right now.
Okay. I'm just making conversation. I'm being friendly and cordial with you.
You messed things up from the get-go. When I approached you and asked you what you were doing, and you gave me the answer, I'm doing it for my own personal reasons. That right there is the reason why we've escalated. So now it's probably not a good time to ask me what I think about the new chief, or to ask me how long I've been a police officer, because right now, you represent somebody that's a problem for me.
I haven't given you a problem.
Right now.
Have I been anything but cordial with you?
Yes, you have.
How have I been anything but cordial?
Yes, you have.
Okay.
You have been.
I think you're mistaking assertive for...
No, but guess what? That's my right. That's my prerogative as a human.
Absolutely.
To you, it's mistaken it. To me, it's called good police work.
Okay.
But once you did the number you pulled over there, videotaping me from afar to see which car is mine, once you did that, then that let me know, hey, it only good police work. The fact that I'm off duty, all this comes second, because we need to get you identified. Because obviously something's wrong here.
Okay.
HVD has had so much training on this. It is sickening that this guy just must have slept through it. It is scary that they're, even if this is just a couple years old, but even then, this should not have been happening. It is scary that these officers are out there acting like this and thinking like this, without cause. Let me kind of bump it up here till Officer Wynn. The spelling's kind of funny, but that's how you pronounce it according to him, shows up. And things start to get interesting. Now, this is a two-part video, and I'll get to the second part here pretty quick. I'm trying to run it through. I don't want to tie you guys up too long, but here we go with Officer Wynn.
And what would your name be?
Hey, this is Officer Wynn.
Nagin?
Wynn.
You say it Wynn? N-G-U-Y-E-N.
Yeah,
okay. How are you doing tonight?
I'm doing good. Hey, what are you doing out here and over there? The officers say that you report something, like you go to report police cars.
I'm going to help you out. Okay, I'm not going to help him out, but I'm going to help you out. By the way, I'm not armed. I have nothing on me, no pocket knives, no nothing. All right. Listen very carefully to what I'm going to tell you, because he doesn't get it.
Oh, okay.
Okay, he must be a rookie. Okay.
I don't know yet.
I don't either, but he must be a rookie because he's clueless and he surely doesn't have any good people skills. So, listen very carefully to what I'm going to say.
Yes.
I'm documenting what public officials do on public property, gathering matters of interest for the public. Do you know what that means?
What does it mean?
Okay, I'm going to translate that for you because a lot of people don't know what that means. I didn't know what that means.
Oh, okay.
It means I'm a journalist gathering content for a story. That's it.
You're a journalist.
Gathering content for a story. Those cars down there are parked illegally. I was photographing the illegally parked vehicle. It is an emergency vehicle parking area.
Now pay attention to Officer Orr over here. He macking out the prostitutes and stuff. Yeah, what's up with that? This ain't Iraq. You can't watch porn in your Humvee.
For a story?
For publication, for a story I'm working on.
Oh,
I work for a publication, and it's a story I'm working on.
Okay, so you have ID proving that you are a journalist or something?
I do.
Okay.
We got another officer here, Officer Romo. That's a lot easier than your name.
Okay, I'll let that play for a second. So Officer Romo, I've actually run into him a couple of times since this incident, and had some good conversation with him. He actually seems like genuinely seems like a decent guy. I've not run into Wynn again, even though I've been downtown quite a bit. He may have moved to another division. I could tell you that unfortunately they're both order followers, and they're not going to question right or wrong. They're just going to do what they're told, and that's unfortunate.
On the dash,
So
I filmed that.
basically, it makes you suspicious.
I understand. So you're saying
can I see
suspicious
your
person.
ID?
You're saying I'm a suspicious
And-
person.
Yes, right now, for now.
Okay. A suspicious person, is that a misdemeanor or felony?
Right now, we don't know yet because you haven't committed any crime.
Exactly.
But
You haven't committed any crime. But now keep watching, and let's get through this and get to part 2, and you will think that I have just bombed the World Trade Center by the response that I get. Okay, it is insane.
I'm engaged in a constitutionally protected activity. Can we get a supervisor? We should get a supervisor here.
you want a supervisor?
Yes, let's go ahead and get a
Okay.
supervisor. This situation should have been resolved within 30 seconds of you getting here.
Oh, Officer Orr down there lying again.
Ones that I've never had trouble with. I cannot believe that this guy doesn't get it. It boggles my mind. It boggles my mind. You guys just got updated state training on this, and I know they're teaching you better than this at the academy. I've been out there.
Well, let me tell you this because he work over there.
Okay.
So his job is to keep it secure. And since he don't know you, he has the right to question you, see your ID.
I didn't stop him from questioning me. I answered his questions, and I've been nothing but cordial with him.
Okay.
I've not been rude. He says I've been rude, but I don't believe that's true. You know, I'm generally not rude to people.
Oh, okay. Well, I believe my supervisor is coming out. It might take a while.
It's a waste of manpower and time to do this, to go through this. Okay?
Well,
Constitutionally protected activity. Why? I don't understand how you guys don't get that.
Well, basically,
I've explained to you what I was doing. I explained why I was doing it. I do this on a regular basis right here,
Yeah.
including over there.
yeah,
And I have never been questioned about it
I
before.
haven't touched you, I haven't detained you.
No,
or
absolutely not.
anything
No,
like that.
you haven't. You haven't.
But for a case like this, I will write a report about it.
Well, that's
If I
you.
write a report, then I need your ID. I cannot just say a white male.
So you need a name to put down for me in the
Yeah,
report. You can
address,
just put down good
phone
citizen.
number.
Just say it was a good citizen out here checking, make sure that the law enforcement officers are parking according to the law, just like everybody else has to, and
Well-
paying for their parking.
I already told you what I supposed to put in the report, and that's it. My supervisor might have a better way of talking to you or whatever.
Yeah, I just walked out. I was trying to go out and get me a soda water. That's it. I ain't gonna pay no not it's $1.50 now. They want $1.90 there.
All right, let's move this forward.
I'm about to drop at the station. So I went that way out.
Hey, look.
I understand. He's calling you out. You're going to come if another police officer calls you. But I can tell you what dispatch tells people.
This country,
This day and age, with things like they are,
we rather to be.
I'm going to put the link to this video in the description as well as the next video so that you guys can go watch the whole thing uninterrupted without my vocalizing my opinions on stuff. So you don't have to hear what I have to say. But now I'm going to fast forward this to where I was. I'm going to play the video that I took over there before all this kicked off. You can actually see what I took videos of. See, it's right at the end here. Here we go. This is the unedited videos. Emergency vehicle parking only. Right there. Do any of those look like emergency vehicles? Now, you'll actually be able to see Officer Orr standing up here watching me in a minute. Just looking for parking permits. Let me just mute this. Mute this so you can hear me better. Devin Anderson is gone as the district attorney. She is gone. Nope. She got dumped. Okay, here we go. Here's the sign again. Emergency vehicles only. So all I'm looking for are the parking permits for the unmarked vehicles that allow them to park there. And you can see up here in the black is good old Officer Orr standing right there. There she is. Yep. So just checking parking permits, and there's Officer Orr's car. Now hold on a second. Did Officer Orr? There's his car. Did he look handicapped to you? Because he has handicapped license plates. Interesting. And I'm just going to say, you saw what happens. I walk up over here, and that's when Orr comes after me. Notice these vehicles are parked in the fire lane, blocking the fire truck. That's a Precinct 1 constable's vehicle. This is a Harris County District Attorney's vehicle, if I recall correctly. Now we're going to move on to part 2, where bad goes from bad to worse. Now, the video quality here is not very good because it was getting dark. I was out there. I have filmed out there dozens of times, never had a problem. And then this happens. And so it's going to be a little bit dark. There's nothing I can do about that. There was nothing I could do at the time. It's not, I wasn't geared up for night videography.
Matters of interest for the public.
Okay, I'm now talking to Sergeant Lopez of the Houston Police Department. And Wynn and Romo are still here.
Do you understand what that means? Do I need to translate it?
I understand what that means.
Okay. Journalists gathering content for a story. Taking pictures of illegally parked city, county, and state vehicles down there. Okay.
Where are they illegally parked?
It says for emergency vehicle parking only. They are not emergency vehicles, and they're using parking passes that the district attorney's office.
How do you not know they're not here on an official police business?
It says parking for emergency vehicles.
How do you not know they're not here on official police business?
Well, I haven't had a chance to research it yet.
Okay. But do you see how it looks suspicious when you're in there filming in police vehicles?
I told him what I was doing.
No, but before that.
Yeah, you got like this big moth flying around.
But
here.
before you told him. Do you see how someone can come up to you?
He came up to me and asked me, and I told him.
Okay, you have an ID on you?
I do, but I haven't done anything wrong.
I know. I need to see your ID.
I haven't done anything wrong.
Sir, you're looking suspicious how you're filming into vehicles, police vehicles, with a GoPro camera on.
And a camera in my hand.
You're drawing attention to yourself.
Which I do this all the time.
Okay,
Now, all of these police officers, there's one right there. You can't see it, but there's one right there. And this guy's got one right there, I believe. There's another sergeant over here, I believe, that are wearing body cameras. My GoPro is just a body camera. That's it. So if wearing a body camera is suspicious activity, what are they doing?
Draw attention to yourself this time. So that's what I'm asking you. I need to see your
It's never
ID.
been an issue before.
Well, it is now. So I'm asking you for your identification.
It should not be an issue.
It should not, but it is today.
It is a public street, public property.
Sir, do you have an ID on you?
Okay, I'm not armed, just so we're clear.
Okay.
Okay, all right, I have nothing, not even a pocket
your
knife. Okay, I'm on public property.
Sir, do you got your ID on you?
I have identification on me, but I have an issue with giving it to you.
I need to see it.
I have an issue with giving it to you.
I need to see it.
Okay, as I explained to him, okay, what happens when I give you my identification, give you my name, he's going to generate a report because I'm taking pictures near a public building.
Sir.
It goes to your intel division, they forward it over.
Sir, the issue is, we're out here for a reason. You're lawfully detained. We're trying to figure out what's suspicious.
Okay, now I'm detained, because I haven't been detained up to this
You're
point.
lawfully detained.
Now, pay attention. You see these guys are gloving up. Romo and Wynn are putting on their gloves.
So right now we're asking for your ID. So if you freeze the ID after you're lawfully detained, then there's going to be a bigger issue. Then you can get arrested for failure to ID. Because we lost.
I love it when they say this stuff. 3802 says you only have to identify yourself if you are lawfully arrested. If you're a witness to some kind of crime or whatever, you do not have to identify yourself. All it says is that you cannot give a fictitious or fake name. The only time in Texas, and I'm not talking about when you're driving. Driving is a whole different thing. The only time in Texas that you have to identify yourself is if you have been arrested, lawfully arrested. Detained does not count.
Lawfully detain you because we got a call out of suspicious activity, you filming in vehicles. You know what happened yesterday to a San Antonio police officer?
I do. It's a sad situation.
So do you understand the position we're in? And we're not saying you're a bad guy. We're not saying anything like that at all. We're just saying we want to make sure everybody's okay in this situation. We want to make sure we identify you, find out what's going on here. And if everything's clear, you can be on your way.
You're free to go.
But we just need to make sure we do our due diligence on our end. You can understand that, correct?
I do understand,
Okay.
And I appreciate that somebody would take an interest in what's going on out here, okay? However, you know, you're being excessive.
We're not being excessive.
This is excessive. I have never, ever had a problem with the Houston Police Department like this before. And I filmed a lot of places, including your police academy. And I've never had an issue with the Houston Police
Do you
Department.
have your ID on you?
Okay. All right, it's going to flip into this right here. Let's see. This is where I give an explanation to people about exactly what is transpiring. Let me go back here. Okay, here we go.
We got good, honest police officers.
All right, so basically what happened in that span where I interjected myself there real quick is that I went ahead and ID'd. What they were going to do was go ahead and grab me up and take me and book me as a John Doe and hold me for 72 hours and do a catch and release on me, which is fine. And normally I'd be fine with that. Let's do it. However, this particular day, again, I was not anticipating this problem. I didn't expect it. And I wasn't geared properly for it, but my vehicle was parked at one of the parking meters over there, and that parking meter would expire just minutes after this incident occurred. Matter of fact, I think it actually expired while I was dealing with these fools. And so, you know, it would have ended up impounded and all that. So I went ahead and gave up my ID to not have to deal with all that. And I know there's going to be a bunch of you say, oh, you chickened out, you chickened out. It's not about chickening out. It's about I did not have the money at the time to get my vehicle out of impound, or if they fabricated some kind of criminal charge on me to make bond. You know, they caught me when I was broke. Now, what happened as a result of this is that a subscriber contacted me, and he sent me $1,000 to use for bond and or getting vehicle out of impound. I still have that money in an account for that purpose. I keep it there just for that purpose. But I'll give you the rest of that video real quick just so you can see how it ends. Just me giving them grief, but you get to see it. Here we go. Go back and play.
Officers dying in the streets of America because of stuff like this. Exerting authority that you don't have and don't need to exert. The next time you hear about a police officer dying somewhere, you remember right here what you did tonight.
Hey, you're free to go. But you know why you were detained, right? You look suspicious doing this, filming inside police vehicles, all up and down, okay?
I'm going to tell you what I told them, and I want you two to remember this. You're talking about that officer in San Antonio that got killed in front of, actually he was killed in front of the headquarters.
Yeah.
Okay? The next time you hear about that, you remember what you did here. All the goodwill that these other officers generate, you guys just take it away.
Sir, have a good day.
You have a good day.
Thank you.
Cowards hate the truth and run from it. That is exactly right. They hate the truth and they run from it. So, but Officer Orr was such an easily triggered moron. Now, this guy's out there patrolling the streets of Houston, and I genuinely have concerns about citizens out there that would assert their rights to him, you know, and what would happen to them. I genuinely have concerns about that. The dude just he needs to learn some people skills first and foremost. People don't fall down and lick your boots. That's not a reason to go through all of what you just saw in the video. Anyhow, guys, I hope y'all got something out of that, and I will see you again soon. Y'all be safe.